What's up, guys? StrikerHero came out, and this video I am collabing with United Skylanders America, as you can see by the title. This I had a little cool idea, video of ranking the 31 senseis least to favorite. For on the left side, which you're gonna about to see in the next slide, it's gonna be my least, and then on the right side you can see all of United Skylanders America's uh, characters he picked. So going from my least favorite character is definitely Bad Juju. I can't really say that much because I don't know. It's really hard for me. Like, I didn't write anything down. But Bad Juju is definitely my least favorite character because I was just not really excited when she was announced for Imaginators. I didn't really like her in Trap Team at all. I liked how they included the little like baby or whatever that she has. But her gameplay, this is just going by gameplay. I just don't like her gameplay at all. She's not one of my favorites. But what do you like about or Cortex,
I just,
basically?
I know I'm gonna go to my Cortex first. I just want to mention you guys. I know we didn't mention this yet, but how this is gonna work is we're gonna do like 31 until 16 on
Right.
his video, and then for my video we'll do the rest.
Yeah.
So be sure to go check that out afterwards. But sorry, back to it. That was a little out of order, but it's okay. Cortex. So yeah, I think he's just all over, extremely underpowered. I was, he just doesn't have any good powers in game for me, and he just doesn't. He's just very weak character. He dies instantly, apparently. Like in my opinion, even when you get into the higher levels, he just isn't. He's just weak in general. Um, and he's just really a forced sensei, in my opinion. I think he didn't even need to be made a sensei. Crash was a sensei, so they thought that maybe we would need to add a Cortex, but we would have been fine without him. But yeah.
The next one is Aurora and Miss Cat. Aurora for me, definitely, I like her because of her speed. I love her backstory, but that's the only thing that I really like her. I really like her backstory and stuff like that, and I kind of wish she would appear in Skylanders Academy or whatever, because I like her personality so much. But for her in the game as a sensei, I don't really, these few characters that I'm mentioning in the past, like Bad Juju, I don't really put them on the portal that much after I had first initially upgraded them. And I actually upgraded all my characters this year, unlike previous years. So I can actually do this video, and I'm really excited about it. Aurora, definitely not my favorite Skylander at all, as you can tell. Not a fan of
Um,
swashbucklers. And
So for me, for Mysticat, it's similar to Cortex. Basically, I think his very underpowered. His upgrades suck. Honestly, I mean, I don't like his different upgrades that he has. And he's really far down my list, and it's just people give him slack because they say he's fast, and that's the only thing that they really have to say about him for why they would put him farther up on the list. But I would say that doesn't really matter because he's really just moderately fast. He's just average when it comes to speed for me.
Cat for me is actually the next one on my list. Cat, I'm a little bit nicer to Cat, as I can tell, but Cat definitely still, these first few, I do not put on the portal at all. Cat, I like him because of the battle class. I like it a little bit more than Swashbucklers. Um, that's the only reason. And his personality, just like Aurora, is really cool. I'm glad we have him as Sensei. He's a really detailed figure, but in the game, of course, I don't play as much, but I did first initially, get a little gist of him after I fully upgraded him. On the right path, I think I chose for him. I think I chose the right path for it. So I don't think it's that. I just think I just don't really get the character. He kind of takes skill to play, and I don't really play with the same character for too long after I upgrade him. So yeah. What about you for Wolfgang?
So for Wolfgang, yeah, he's basically just it's just a really disappointing character when he came out because I was really hyped up for him along with a lot of other people, and we predicted him to be a sensei like a couple months or at least a month before he actually got revealed at Gamescom. But his gameplay, I mean, we could even tell then that it wasn't going to be as good as say Wolfgang and Trap Team, which was really cool. But it was a lot worse than we initially expected it to be. But he was just a disappointing character, but other than that, it's pretty cool.
Hopscotch for me, is my 28. if you guys are following along with the little numbers in the corner, I don't really have to mention it. But yeah, so Hopscotch, don't really have much to say about her. These characters are kind of equal for me. As much I don't really like Hopscotch as much as Mystic Hat, but I had to put them in order in some shape or form. But Hopscotch definitely, I like her a little bit better actually, just because what I could say about her. The Smasher class is I really like the Smasher class, but her after I upgraded her, she's just never been my favorite character. Um, but I like her design and her personality and stuff. Her figure's amazing. But yeah, I've just never been that excited for her. What about you for Am?
Ambush?
Yeah, Ambush.
Yeah, so I was actually another one very hyped up for, and then let down, disappointed when he actually came out. I didn't actually pick him up for a while until after the game came out, and I'm really just not a big fan of night battle classes in general, so I may be a bit negatively biased when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, he was just pretty much a big disappointment. I mean, he's a very cool design, character, toy form, everything. I'll give him that, but other than that, pretty lacking.
For me, for Buckshot, he was actually my most disappointed character actually, because um I was really hyped for him in Wave 3 when I saw he was coming, and actually when he got revealed, I was excited when he saw like a little like his magic moment or whatever, because he looks cool. He looks like at first I remember when they teased him, he looked like a light character, but based on gameplay, I was really disappointed by him. His figure and his design was actually he's one of my favorite senseis for that aspect, but the gameplay was actually really disappointing, and I actually don't really like magic characters. Wasn't my favorite element at all anyway in this game, but I thought Buckshot would change that for me. I was kind of disappointed in that.
Um,
Here.
okay, so yeah, so Airstrike. Another one who I actually different, actually not not another one, but different from the others. I wasn't really disappointed with him, but he's just very underpowered. You don't have too much to say about him, but I would say he's underpowered. He dies pretty fast. I do like one thing about him a lot, though, his shard attack, where he can summon a bunch of shards at a time. He can like runs through, and then they all drop down in like a straight line, or you can curve it, whatever. I think that's pretty cool. But that's pretty much the only thing that I like about Airstrike.
Case for me, there's not much to say about him. He's just not my favorite quick shot. I know we only have two quick shots, I think, and of course the other one's way up on the list. But there's not much to say about him. He wasn't my favorite trap team villain at all, Doom Raider. So I wasn't really surprised that he would get Woolen Imaginators, but his gameplay in this game I just don't like. I mean, I like him for the character, but the character is not my favorite sensei, so that's why he's low down. What about Buckshot for you?
So yeah, Buckshot. Very weak character. I mean, I think a lot of people will agree with me with for Buckshot. And then you just hit him last, but basically, I just think he's a very weak character. He has limited defense and attacks. He has a very cool design for the figure. I thought he would be a lot better in game though, and I just think he's very lacking in game all around. He's pretty slow as well. And another I do like his class though, so that's why he didn't get like he got a couple up the list because I love his class. His battle class is really cool.
Boom Bloom for me is one of my least favorite, but her design and stuff I would like more than others. This is when I'm getting to like these senseis right here. But Boom Bloom, her gameplay is awesome, but she just had to make it not really my favorite top like 10 or whatever. But what about for Bad Juju for you?
So for Bad Juju, yeah, I think very, very cool design and figure. Definitely very cool. And especially the mystical version. But honestly, that is the only thing I really like about Bad Juju. I think it's very weak and lacking in game. And I think Dreamcatcher would have made a better sensei, in my opinion, if they could have figured out some way to manage that. I know it would have been difficult, but I think Dreamcatcher would have made a better sensei than Bad
I
Juju.
definitely agree
But
with that. The next one is kind of cool. This is our first kind of double, I guess, whammy or whatever. double favorite or least favorite.
Yeah, we both agreed on this one.
There's not really much to say for me about this one, but I guess you can say whatever you want.
All right, I'll go ahead. So I think he's pretty strong in game. Cyclic Row, I would really say that he's got pretty decent health. But he has limited and boring attacks, I would say. Not too many, like not too creative when it came to the game developing for him. I never I was always a pretty big fan of him in Trap Team and had higher expectations. But you know, he was kind of another letdown after a huge hype up. And also, one more thing I would like to add about him is I don't support elemental reassignments at all when it came to reassigning the characters to different elements. Don't support that at all. So that gave me the another bias on there. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything you said. Although Tycoon Crow, yeah, he has bland attacks, but actually I kind of agree with his assignment though. But I just don't like him in the game at all. The next one is Barbella. Not much to say about her, but she is one of my least favorite. I like her design and stuff like that, and yeah, there's not really much to say about her. You can kind of go with her hood sickle.
Yeah, I could. So he's slow. I never had a problem. I mean, I've always had a problem with his high like health and his defense and stuff. He's sort of strong after you get the hang of him, but he's just slow and limited with when it comes to defense. And another thing, like I said just like a second ago, I just don't support the elemental reassignments. So
The next one is Ambush. Ambush, he looked like one of my favorite. I like him because my favorite element's life, and he's the first life character with a sword. So I really liked his design just because he had a life sword. But in game, totally, he's not my favorite at all. So there's not much to say about him. But he's not slow. He's still kind of quick, but like I don't know. He kind of looks like an other than his sword, which is cool. Like if you want to, the Night Class was one of my favorites, but his gameplay, he just looks he's kind of bland as well, so that's why he's on my bottom. What do you think about Tri-Tip?
So yeah, before the game came out, I immediately pretty much found him to be dull and lacking on June 1st when he was originally revealed. But you know, I just his attacks is just nothing to stand out from any other Earth character in my opinion. But he got a little bit better once they started to use him. You know, he's rather strong when it comes to in game, but just nothing to stand out pretty much.
For me, Chompy Mage, I was actually one of the few people, or I don't know, I wouldn't want to say few people, but like regular Chompy Mage is really hard to find, and but I ended up getting him because I got the Amazon bundle from the start of it. But I just want to say that. But I really hate Chompy Mage. It goes for both of them. I'm not hating on the regular one because I have it and I really like his toy form. I like Chompy Mage as a character from Trap Team and stuff. But I just didn't like how they had a pogo stick for one of his abilities. I just thought his whole like bazooka type stuff was just I was not a fan of. I wish he was I wish he was a freaking sorcerer. He should have just kept the staff all the time. That would have changed a lot of things for me. That's why I just don't like his gameplay. They really went for the whole bazooka. I didn't like that. For you, what about you for Golden Queen?
So yeah, Golden Queen is a very OP character. I love the character, but she just gets you get. Sorry, I'm stuttering. You get tired of using her, far too quick. After using her for I'd say even 10 minutes, and I just wasn't ever totally into her as a character, even in Trap Team, to be honest. So.
The next one is Airstrike. Airstrike, he looks so freaking cool. Just because of his bird. He kind of reminds me of Treadhead. I don't know if I've ever said that in my videos, but he has the same exact face, I think, as Treadhead. Well, without his bike, of course. But I like the air element. It's my second favorite element. And I really liked his design of his character. I loved his adventure pack, too. But him as a character, though, I don't really play as much because I don't like his gameplay. It's kind of confusing actually than I thought he would be, but he's still cool. He's up there. And for you, for Hopscotch.
So yeah, Hopscotch, very cool character, look, design, everything. He's a bit lacking in game, or Sorry about that. If another thing is if I ever get the gender wrong, just like stop me, and be like he, she, doesn't really matter.
Oh,
Um, but yeah. Anyways, cool character. Look design, pretty awesome. She's small and quick in game, so that's like nice. She's fast, really fast. And her Sky Chi's pretty cool, but not too much to say about her. Other than that, she's just a bit lacking. Sorry.
Golden Queen, I liked her in Trap Team, and I like her as a sensei. Her whole upgrading her, she has the same. I think she's the only kind of villain sensei that really stuck to her whole Trap Team move set. The gameplay, definitely, she's one of my favorite characters. But she does kind of get boring when I play with her sometimes. But she is still one of my favorite senseis. She's my favorite. She was my favorite in Trap Team too, so I would like her personality. So for you with Aurora.
Yes, Aurora, I hyped up a lot for her. Probably one of the most hyped up characters for me. I thought she was going to be like one of my favorites. And she's still really awesome, but she just didn't turn out to be as great as I thought. Um, you know, she's still pretty cool. I don't know, nothing too special to say about her, but this is really just where she fits in the ranking.
Uh, for Graveclobber, he's actually really cool. He's like overpowered. I thought it was kind of weird being in a water element. I think we all thought that. I didn't like the whole element swapping either, but he fits in water more than I think he did Earth, or maybe he fit Earth just because he's stone, but he's a mummy. He should have been undead. But I liked his gameplay definitely. Really, he's a really cool water character actually. Actually, probably one of my favorite water characters out of the whole Skylanders series. Very overpowered. I liked his upgrades. Um, but you with Chaos.
So yeah, well, you're gonna read Chaos right away, and you're gonna probably comment, why did you pick Chaos um, so far up the list? And it's just he is definitely one of the most OP characters. Admittedly, I will have to say, I'm gonna admit he's really really strong in game. I'm just so tired of Chaos in general. He was fun the first few years, and he's just a boring character now, and I just don't support the usage of him every single year as the same boss as the main boss in the games. And as a sensei, he's cool, but you know.
The next one for me is Tri-Tip. Tri-Tip's really cool. Not much to say about him. He is actually my favorite Smasher from the battle class. So, and I really like his design because he's a dinosaur. I like the whole Triceratops, but he's really slow than I thought he would be. But his attacks are so awesome, so that's why he's a little bit moved up in the ranking. But he's still not the best because I think he's too slow for me to play as.
So for Crash, I didn't care about him guest starring. A lot of people were like, "That's like what the really friggin' selling point of Crash is he's from another video game, and people who are fans of that are obviously gonna buy the character no matter what. Doesn't matter if they're fans of Skylanders. And I like the multiple lives that he has. That's a nice touch. But it's just nothing too much to say about him. He's pretty OP, I guess.
The next one is Cortex. Cortex is definitely one of my least. I didn't really like his gameplay, but I like him being in Skylanders. Doesn't bother me. What about you for StarCast?
So yeah, Sarcast, not too much to say about him, but I don't care for his character design or figure form or anything. I mean, the stars are cool, but he's really OP though, and he has decent health, but just an average character.
So this includes the first part. Make sure you guys go check out our more non-least favorites, definitely in the ranking. So make sure you guys subscribe to USkylandersA and make sure you check out his part two that we did on his channel. Link,
And yeah, well, the link is going to be in the
yeah,
description, like he was about to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
it's
but
okay.
I just wanted to let you guys know that while you're watching this, we made it so the videos are both out at the same time. So if you only have one time to watch them both, just go click on it right now. You guys can check out the second part right now.
And I'll see you guys over there on his channel.